What is up, y'all? Thank you so much for checking in. Today we are going to be doing a speed build of one of the houses that I grew up in. And I say one of the houses that I grew up in because I come from a military family. So I'm from Texas, but we've also lived in Germany, Maryland, Alabama, South Carolina, Oklahoma, just all over. I don't know. I just picked one at random and figured I'd do the one that I lived in when I graduated. So first off, I'm going to try to build the entire house from memory. And then we're going to see it compared with the actual house. I'll look it up on like Google Maps or something like that, and we'll see how accurate I actually got it. We moved to Columbia, South Carolina from Prattville, Alabama, and I planted down roots in Prattville, Alabama. I really liked it there and had a bunch of friends and all that. And when we moved, I wasn't too happy about it. But my saving grace was that we were moving to South Carolina, and in my mind, South Carolina was where they made the Notebook and where the Notebook was set. And so I was thinking that everything in South Carolina was going to look just like the Notebook, and everything was going to look like Charleston. We got to Columbia, and I soon discovered that was not true. There are parts of Columbia that are pretty nice, like downtown, I guess, maybe is where you'd call it. But we lived in I don't even remember what part we lived in. Do y'all know where Sandhills is? Like the village at Sandhills? We lived right over there, and it was not nice at all. It was not Charleston, South Carolina, and I was very disappointed. I don't know why I chose to do that house, but that's the house I'm doing right now. I was like 16 or 17 when we moved to Columbia, and so I wasn't happy because it was my last year of high school, and I'd like made all these friends in Prattville, and that's just the military lifestyle, right? You move constantly, and you really just have to be able to adapt and uproot. And I've noticed that that's something that I'm really good at now. I actually get really restless when I'm in one place too long, and when I do uproot, I'm very good at and it's kind of a problem also that I'm very good at just uprooting and kind of forgetting everybody. That sounds awful. It really does. But like when I left college, I don't talk to a lot of those people anymore. When I left high school, I don't talk to a lot of those people. Every time I move to a new city, I kind of stop talking to everybody, and you have your handful of close friends that you keep in contact with. But I don't know, for the most part, I was really good at just moving on and adapting to a new situation. The Sims 4 is so complicated to me. I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to do all this, so it's taking me that little bit of extra time. But like, terrain tools is super complicated. The roofing gets really complicated. Sometimes I see in these speed builds, people have like 20 different pieces to their damn roofs, and I'm like, how do you even do that? Lord Jesus. And also the foundation that our house sat on, it was just this like brick wall, and then we had a crawl space underneath the house. And I don't know really how to recreate that here. I know how to blow the floor out of the garage, but there's still that. It's still like elevated, I guess. And I wish that I could make a garage that was just like. I wish you could do floors that were on different levels. So you had one part of it was elevated and the other part was ground level. So I could make the garage ground level here. So on the first floor of the house, we had this living room, dining room, kitchen, my brother's room, sister's room, the main bathroom, my parents' room, their bathroom, and the garage. And upstairs we had I guess it was like a finished room over the garage, a bathroom that was my bathroom, and a laundry room that was actually in my bathroom, and my room. And my bathroom wasn't actually a full bathroom. It was just the toilet and the sink. I remember my dad told me when because we hadn't seen the house, and he went ahead of us, and we lived in Alabama to finish out the school year, and he went ahead of us and got the house. And I remember him telling me over the phone, like, you have your own bathroom. I was like, wow, sweet. I remember when we moved into the house just felt nasty. It wasn't very well taken care of. The carpets were really dirty. We were renting this house. We've always rented because military, I don't know, we just didn't buy. And so usually when you move into a rental house, they've cleaned it for you. It's clean and ready to go for you. And we got there, and that shit was not clean. It was dirty as hell. I remember we cleaned it, and I remember I had some friends come from Alabama one time, come to visit me, and I was so embarrassed, and I was like giving my parents like a list of things we needed to do. We needed to like change out the toilet seats and everything, because wear and tear, everything's. It was just gross, y'all. I'm not even going to defend it. It was disgusting. It was a pretty nice sized house, though. I feel like with The Sims, because we're on a grid system, everything's a little bit bigger. The other day, me and Alistair tried to build our house on The Sims, and that shit came out massive. And our house is not that big in real life, but because you're on a grid system with The Sims, it's just everything looks a lot bigger. And so I'm trying to keep this house from looking too big because our house was not huge. It was a normal sized house. Fun fact: this was actually the first house that my brother even got his own bedroom. So technically, if we used the finished room over the garage as a bedroom, we could have had 5 bedrooms, which is pretty sweet. But usually, in most of the houses that we were in, my brother always, as the middle child, yeah, he was the middle child. He always got the crap room, which was like a room that was like right off of the living room that didn't really have a bedroom door. It just had like a couple of like glass doors. It was meant to be like a computer room, I guess. And then there was one house that he just had like the loft area, like right outside my bedroom, and so he didn't really have a door. Um, yeah, he never really had his own space, and so this was his first bedroom in a very long time. That was an actual bedroom designed to be a bedroom. Had an actual door. Poor Bailey. Poor Bailey. So let's see. I don't know. I don't even know how many we've lived in. Not even counting Texas. We lived in one in Germany. Oh, you know what? In Germany, we lived in how many apartments did we live in? Either 2 or 3. I'm gonna say 2 because I remember 2, but it might have been 3. So we lived in 2 apartments in Germany. In Maryland, we lived in 1, 2, 3 houses. In Alabama, we lived in 1. In South Carolina, there were 2. So that's 6 so far. And then Texas, I don't even know. So not sure. So just from Germany to when I graduated, we lived in about 6 different houses. And you know what though, I find moving really enjoyable. The actual process of moving, it's a bitch, but it's I like starting out with a fresh space and having a new space to sort of decorate and get ready and all that. I'm trying to make this house as accurate as possible. A lot of it, now that I'm like building it, I don't. There's a lot of it that I don't remember. One of the main things I remember about this house though is that when you walked around on the first floor, you could just hear because there was a crawl space underneath it, so you could just hear um, every single step that was ever taken. It was so loud, and you had to be like really quiet, like when I would come and sneak out or go and sneak downstairs at night or something. Just had to be really really quiet because you could just hear everything. We had 2 like really random like support posts inside. They were just right in smack dab like in the middle of the room, and they were kind of inconvenient, I guess. Just I don't know. This house always felt really cold. Nothing bad really ever happened to this house, but it wasn't. It didn't feel like home. And I think I've spoken to my mom about it, and like my other family members, and we all like agreed that this one didn't really feel like home. You know what? My sister, I'd have to ask my sister what she thought about it because I don't really know if she agrees. But there was just a lot about it. Just we didn't really decorate it all that much. It was pretty bare. Um, it was just kind of the house we were at the moment, and I don't think any of us really expected to be there long. We were there. I don't know. Yeah, like a year. It's kind of looking like it. I replaced the front windows with shutter windows because I'm pretty sure we had shutters. I don't remember what color they were. I think they might have been white, but yeah, we're gonna go with white and hope we're right. So the kitchen we had these weird islands that like went out at an angle. So I'm gonna try to do those here. Ooh, I'm gonna be able to. Yes, yes, perfect, awesome, amazing. Looks just like our kitchen. Okay, awesome. I'm feeling very encouraged now. This is looking great. And all the walls were just white. The baseboards were white. Everything was just white. I feel like that's every house that we ever had. Is everything was always white or like cream, freaking cream, man. We always had a cream house. Do they not have a black fridge here? That's a black. Okay, we'll go with that one. And then we had this big pantry right there. It wasn't big, but like we had this stacked pantry. So we're just gonna stack some upper cabinets and pretend that's the pantry. But the pantry, we had this like running joke that we still have it in my family where when if anybody was ever in the pantry, you'd be there and you'd have the door open, looking for whatever you wanted, and we always felt like we were really paranoid being in the pantry because as soon as the pantry door opened, my sister would come running out of her room in there, making sure you're not like I don't even know what she thought we were gonna eat. Um, I don't know if she even had any food that was specifically hers in there, but she would always come running out and be like, Are you eating my food? So we like to joke about that now. That table looks exactly like the table we had. Like spot on. I wonder if they have the chairs that we had too. Wow. Now see, this is gonna be like a perfect recreation. Yeah, we're in it. We're in it. Okay. We had black chairs, but we had like the bottom part was brown. So I think we're just gonna go with the brown ones because it's most like it. We had these two really big, ugly, like brown couches, and they were like really fluffy. They weren't that boxy, but I don't see any real rounded ones, and so we're just gonna put these in. But there was a couch, and then there was a love seat, and then we had this big square coffee table. And I wish my parents hadn't gotten rid of that coffee table because it was really really nice, and I think they got it off of like Craigslist or something like that. I freaking got everything off Craigslist. But those couches, man, those couches were awful. They got dog hair on them so easily. It's not quite the color of the coffee table that we had, and that coffee table was a little bit darker, but we'll go with it. Where was that? So we had an end table, but I don't remember where we put it. I remember probably on the side of the couch, but I don't think right there because you know what? It wasn't right there because my sister would sit on the love seat with a um, TV tray, and that's always where she sat. She would sit with the TV tray. She would watch TV. So we're gonna put a little table right there and pretend that's a TV tray. That's for you, Aaron, if you're watching this. I think the TV was over the fireplace. So in the space behind our living room area, we didn't. I guess you could put a dining room there, like a formal dining room, but we didn't really have. We never had anything in there. My mom, ever since we went to Germany, she was into collecting antiques. So she always had a bunch of antiques, and she still has them. And so we had this massive like bench that she got in Germany, and then we had this big buffet table, and I love the buffet table because I have so many memories with it. I'm an emotional hoarder, so a lot of the like furniture that she has and she's gotten rid of over the years, I've like cringed over because I'm like, I remember that when I was a little kid. Why did you get rid of that? And so she had this buffet table that she it was I'm pretty sure it was a china hutch, and we got rid of the top part, and she just made it a buffet table, and she spray painted it black. And I actually have that in my house now. I painted it white, and I have it in my house now. And I think I'm gonna put it in the guest room and make it like a TV stand. But I'm not getting rid of that. No way or how. And then we have this really nice like grandfather clock, and I really want the grandfather clock because I love that. I don't even think it works. I think it's broken. I don't have. Is there anything that can be a bench? I think this is like the closest thing we're gonna have to. Okay, yeah, we'll just use that. Whatever. And then the walls were like really sparsely decorated. There wasn't really much to it. I don't know. Yeah, we didn't have a whole bunch of decorations. My mom has a bunch of like along with antiques. She has a bunch of like wooden spoons that she got from like the Netherlands, and we never really had like family pictures hanging up. I think we had like this one like modular set of family like frames. I don't even think we had actual pictures in it. I think they were just like the stock photos that we never replaced. My mom had a bunch of like of those type of I don't know. I don't even know what you would call them. The basic mom pictures where there'd be like a frame like that, just like that, but like there would be like a scripture quote in it or something like that. She had crosses, like just anything that you would find at like Piers One or Kirkland's or something like that, like basic decorations. That's what we had. And then on this buffet table we had, she has these colored glass seltzer bottles that she got from Germany. So I want to find some bottles here. I don't see any though. I'm probably just gonna have to use alcohol bottles. I'm guessing these are supposed to be like liquor bottles, but you know what? You know what? We're gonna use them, and we're gonna pretend they're seltzer bottles, antique seltzer bottles. Uh, oh, this looks so trashy. It looks so bad, but we're doing it. Antique seltzer bottles. Everybody, pretend. Use your imagination. That bottle of vodka, that bottle of whatever it's supposed to be, tequila, that is a seltzer bottle. I don't know. I just feel. I remember like this house. It just looks so plain, and our houses never looked plain. I always made the joke that our houses looked like Cracker Barrels because my mom had all these antiques and really nice furniture and nice things that she would hang up and like really. She loved doing her house, and she loved decorating her house, and she would decorate her house like a couple different times a year. She would always rearrange furniture and everything. And I remember with this house, we never really did anything with it, and she never really did anything with it. I think everybody was just kind of there for the time. Oh, let's see that milk pan. She had like one of those milk things, but it was much bigger. Yeah, it was about that size. So we're just gonna put that there. I remember it was right next to the fireplace because we didn't really do much with the house. It wasn't really decorated. It was very plain, and I always felt that it was dirty. It probably looked really clean actually, and I remember uh, I snuck a boy over one time. So my first this was the house I had my first gay experience in. If you've never seen that video on my channel, it's up there. Um, but I met this boy in my math class my senior year, and we started hanging out, flirting, and then eventually I remember I skipped school one day, and he came over. And this is where I had my first gay experience. And I remember him coming in and saying, "Oh my gosh, y'all's house is so clean." It's like, what do you mean it's so clean? Those carpets are nasty. I feel nasty in here, but it really was clean. My mom kept everything really clean. So even though the carpets were dirty and we weren't going to replace the carpets in a rental home, it was a clean house. My mom kept everything super clean, and it just looked nice and neat all the time. And so I see it now. Right now, we're just decorating my brother and sister's rooms. My brother, for the longest time, didn't even have much furniture. Like, none of us really had much furniture. We always had, like, furniture that was just passed around. And then my brother always had this random ass computer chair, I remember, in his room. My sister always had these, like, Selena Gomez posters, and she had this Disney TV. So we're going to make that Penguin TV, like a Disney TV. Pretend, everybody, you got to suspend disbelief here. But my brother always had this random computer chair. I don't even know where he got it, but he always had it like sitting in front of his TV. We always had box TVs. We had like a small plasma TV in the living room. Um, but yeah, in our rooms we always had like box TVs. I don't think I got a plasma TV, and it was a tiny plasma TV, like one of those Roku's. I don't even think I got that until I went to college. We'll just decorate a few things, put some random Kirkland stuff out there. We had like a little outdoor set, and then the backyard was actually really big. So we had a couple dogs. We had two Chihuahuas and an English Bulldog, and they loved the backyard. Our dog Gabby, the Chihuahua, the oldest one, she loved just roaming, and she used to get out of the fence whenever she could and just go roam. And so when we got this house, I remember she loved it because it was entirely fenced in, and she just would walk the perimeter of the house, of the backyard, and there's a bunch of trees. It felt like the wilderness, and we just said that she was being sheriff. I think my parents, I need to add like a closet here because they had a closet like right in the back. Um, I need to push some of these walls because they're not entirely accurate. Shift everything over. Yeah, and like their bedroom and bathroom weren't huge. I remember they had like a separate shower and tub, and I remember when we moved into this house, we were all so like impressed with the tub. But it had this like whirlpool tub, and I thought that was the coolest freaking thing. I don't even think I ever took a bath in that thing, but I think it was. I always thought it was so cool. But you know what? We are missing a toilet. Shit. Okay. They had a toilet room. I don't remember where it was. It was either where the shower is or it was right across from the shower. We're gonna put it right across from the shower and hope that's right. I don't even think we're gonna be able to check that. I don't have like pictures of every room in the house. And so my room, I didn't have a bunch of furniture either. So I had this desk that I got when I was like in middle school. And I got a computer with it, and that's the computer I used to play The Sims on all the time. And then I had this big ass box TV, and it's not even fitting on there. Come on now, shit. And I had this dresser. See, this room is like not fitting everything, but my room fit everything without being too big. Um, it's either too big or too small in this damn game. I had this mattress on the floor because I guess I don't know. I didn't want I don't know what my thinking was. I didn't want any sort of bed. I just wanted a mattress on the floor. I thought it was cool. And then so I had my bedroom upstairs, and it was nobody else was up there with me, and so I'd go out on the roof, like climb out my window and sit on the roof and smoke. And remember one time the guy across the street like yelled at me for being out there. And this was my little bathroom. It was right off my bedroom. It wasn't connected, but so it was just the sink and the toilet, and then the laundry was in there too. And so it wasn't really my bathroom. Everybody was always in there. But I remember being so pissed. I would get pissed every morning when I would wake up and like my brother would be in there. I'd get so mad because I felt like that was my bathroom. It had to be my bathroom. I didn't want anybody else in there using my damn toilet. And then in our, I think you call it a frog, right? A finished room over the garage. I think that's what we used to call it, is the frog. And we had this old sectional that we carried around with us for a couple years before we got the brown couches, and so we just put that up there. And we had this massive, massive like block TV. It was huge. Um, like sat on the floor because it was so big, and we put that up there too. I don't even know what happened to that. I don't know what happened to half of this stuff because I don't think they took the sectional with them. I don't think they took a lot of this furniture with them. You know what? But I've always loved that sectional. I always it like held up really well. It was really nice. It was like micro suede or suede, whatever you call it. We did have a tree on the outside. I don't remember where the tree was. It was about right there. Good old Columbia, South Carolina, man. A lot of fun times there. A lot of fun times there. Had like a neighborhood pool that we'd walk to in the summer. Whenever I went to college, and then I got a boyfriend, and he was back in Columbia, and so I used to drive to Columbia to visit him like every weekend or every other weekend. It was very often, and I would go and I would drive because I didn't want to like bring him to my house, so I would drive and I would meet him at the pool in the pool parking lot, and we'd go and I'd either get in his car or he'd get in mine, and we'd drive around and make out and do all the stuff youngins do. But that's pretty much it, you know. There's the house. I think it's probably pretty accurate, honestly. We're gonna compare in a second. I'm gonna kind of go through it first. So you go in from the garage, and I put two little chairs in the garage because that's where my parents smoked. So they always had little lawn chairs in there. You go in, everything's pretty plain. Just walk in. There's the dining room, kitchen. Um, Kitchen was really just, it was what it was. It was a pretty big kitchen though. My sister got really into like cake boss, and so she used to make a bunch of fondant cakes and stuff like that. Living room right off there. Little TV tray for Aaron. Let's switch views here. So there's my parents' bedroom, their bathroom, the closet, our back patio. Like everything looks pretty accurate to me. In my memory, that's exactly how it was. That's it. So let's look at it real quick. I'm gonna save it. I don't even think I think I remember the address. Hold on, we're about to see. Yeah, that's it. There we go. That's it. That's it. That's it. Ridgeview High School District. So yeah, so the tree's a little bit on the wrong side. It's a little bit closer to the garage, but it's close enough, I guess. And then there's red shutters. We had red shutters. It was like cream top, so it wasn't really white. There wasn't really any white there. We're missing some brick on the top. We're gonna take a look at some pictures. There's my sister. See, there she is with her little TV tray. For some reason, never wanted to eat at the table. Always sat with the TV tray, and our English Bulldog Birdie sat right next to her. As you can see, most of it is pretty accurate. You know, missing some stuff here and there, but I think it did a pretty good job. I'm still learning all of the controls and everything in The Sims 4. The build mode is a lot different, and my muscle memory is still with The Sims 2. So I'm still learning everything, but yeah, that's that. Thank y'all so much for coming on the speed build with me. If you want to see any other specific speed builds, I would love to do them for you. I might be doing, if you guys enjoyed this one, I might be doing um, some of the other houses that I lived at. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I want to post a lot more Sims videos on here because when I'm a little bit stressed and I just want to relax, unwind, not really do anything productive, then I play The Sims. I build on The Sims. And so thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and adios.